They told you that marriage is the highest goal, that love is what makes you whole, that if you're single, you're missing something. But history tells a different story. Diogenes lived in a barrel, owning nothing but his freedom, yet Alexander the Great envied him. Nietzsche never married, yet his philosophy still shakes the world. Tesla alone gave us electricity and the modern world. Do you see the pattern? This isn't about rejecting love. It's about recognizing that solitude, chosen solitude, is the hidden source of power. And in this video, I'm going to reveal the 5 principles of solitude that the greatest minds lived by. Principles society doesn't want you to remember. Stay with me, because once you hear them, you'll never see relationships or yourself the same way again. Principle 1. Most people are living someone else's script. Think about your life right now. How much of it is really yours? From the time you were a kid, people started handing you lines to read. Parents told you what a good life looks like. Teachers told you what success means. Society told you that if you don't fall in love, get married, buy the house, have the kids, you failed. And most people follow it. They don't even question it. They wake up, work jobs they don't love, stay in relationships that drain them, chase milestones that never feel like their own. They're not living, they're performing a role that was written for them long before they could think for themselves. Nietzsche saw this clearly. He posed the eternal recurrence test. If you had to live your exact life over again, forever, would you say yes? For most, the answer is horror, a quiet shiver in the spine, because deep down they know they're not the authors of their own story. They're just actors on someone else's stage. Marriage, for many, is the final act in that play. It's not evil, but it often seals the script. Safe, predictable, familiar, but not chosen, not created. The solitary man lives differently. He takes the pen back. He writes his own script, with his own rules, his own lines. And when asked Nietzsche's terrifying question, he smiles. Because he can say yes again and again. Not because his life is perfect, but because it is truly his. Principle 2. Solitude is not loneliness. This is where most people get it wrong. The moment they hear solitude, their mind goes straight to loneliness. They imagine an empty apartment, cold dinners, no one to text goodnight, and they shiver because to them, being alone is the ultimate failure. But loneliness and solitude are not the same thing. Loneliness is when you crave others to validate you. It's scrolling Instagram at 2 a.m., hoping someone texts you back. It's sitting in a crowded room but feeling invisible, incomplete, like you only exist when someone else acknowledges you. Solitude, on the other hand, is fullness. It's when you're enough. It's sitting with your own thoughts and not running from them. It's waking up and realizing you don't need anyone else to give your life meaning. You carry that meaning within you. Arthur Schopenhauer lived this principle deeply. Critics called him cold, antisocial, even misanthropic. But he knew the truth. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone. And think about it. You've felt this too. That quiet clarity when you're walking alone at night. The creativity that hits when you finally unplug, turn off notifications, and just sit with your own mind. The strange peace of not having to perform for anyone, not having to explain yourself. That's solitude. And far from being weakness, it's the natural habitat of creators, leaders, and visionaries. Because here's the paradox. The man terrified of being alone is the one most likely to lose himself in relationships. But the man who learns to love solitude, he becomes whole, untouchable, free. Principle 3, stability comforts the many, but chaos fuels the great. Let's be honest, marriage has its appeal, stability, warmth, someone waiting for you at the end of the day. It's predictable, safe, comforting. And for most people, that's enough. They don't want the unknown. They don't want risk. They want a script where tomorrow looks just like today because that feels secure. But here's the uncomfortable reality. Stability and greatness rarely exist together. Think about it. Napoleon didn't build an empire by being predictable. He thrived in chaos, wars, shifting alliances, impossible odds. Would he have marched across Europe if every plan had to be filtered through Josephine's comfort or fears? Einstein didn't discover relativity because he was living a stable, balanced life. He was restless, consumed, letting ideas break him apart before they came together as genius. Do you think breakthroughs like that happen between dinner dates and household compromises? Stability comforts the average. But chaos sharpens the mind, fuels ambition, pushes a person beyond the limits of ordinary life. Nietzsche captured it perfectly. One must have chaos within oneself to give birth to a dancing star. But here's the problem. Domestic life is designed to kill chaos. It thrives on order, predictability, routine. It asks you to smooth out your sharp edges for the sake of harmony. But those very edges, the chaos, the restlessness, the sleepless nights, that's where creation begins. So yes, marriage offers peace, but solitude offers fire, and fire is what reshapes the world. Principle 4, wholeness is not found in another, it's forged within yourself. From the time you were a kid, you were told the same story. One day you'll find your other half, the missing piece, the soulmate who will finally make you whole. It sounds romantic, doesn't it? Like destiny itself is waiting to heal every wound inside you. But Carl Jung would have laughed at that idea. Not because love is meaningless, but because this belief is one of the most destructive illusions society ever sold. Here's why. When you think someone else completes you, you stop looking inward. You start projecting all the parts of yourself you haven't faced. Your softness, your emotions, your intuition, even your darkness, onto your partner. She becomes the carrier of everything you've disowned in yourself. At first it feels beautiful. She's the emotional one, you're the rational one. She feels, you think. She nurtures, you act. But what's really happening? You've split yourself in half. You've outsourced wholeness. And the cost is heavy. Because the moment that relationship cracks, the half of yourself you gave away vanishes with it. And you're left broken, confused, unfinished, searching again for someone new to fill the gap. The solitary man, however, doesn't play this game. He doesn't look for his missing piece in someone else. He goes inward. He faces his shadows. He learns to feel fully, to think deeply, to embrace both the warrior and the lover inside him. He integrates instead of outsourcing. That's what Jung called individuation, the lifelong process of becoming whole. And it cannot be given to you by another person. It must be forged painfully, deliberately within yourself. So the question is this: do you want to spend your life searching for someone to carry half of you? Or will you dare to carry yourself, all of yourself, into the world? Because the man who does that doesn't need completing. He already is complete. Principle 5. Legacy is born in solitude. Look through history and you'll notice a pattern. The people who gave humanity its greatest breakthroughs, its art, its inventions, its philosophies, were not those juggling dinner dates and domestic negotiations. They were the ones who walked alone. Emily Dickinson never married. From solitude, she wrote poetry that still pierces the human heart centuries later. Florence Nightingale rejected marriage proposals because she knew her mission demanded full focus. That choice revolutionized medicine and saved millions of lives. Nikola Tesla, unmarried, obsessed, gave us alternating current, radio, wireless technology, the foundation of the modern world. Were they lonely? They were consumed by the kind of vision that cannot survive distraction. Because here's the truth. Creation requires undivided attention. It demands not just your working hours, but your dreaming hours. Not just your thoughts, but your silence. It asks you to give everything to the work that only you were born to do. Marriage offers companionship, yes, warmth, shared burdens, stability. But legacy is not built on comfort. Legacy is born from obsession, focus, and the willingness to stand alone when everyone else chooses the safety of the crowd. That's why solitude has always been misunderstood. People look at the solitary man and assume he's missing something. But what he's really doing is birthing something. Ideas, creations, movements that will outlive his flesh and echo long after his name is gone. Tesla said it best. I do not think there is any thrill that can go through the human heart like that felt by the inventor as he sees some creation of the brain unfolding to success. That thrill, The thrill of shaping the future is not found in compromise. It's found in solitude. And that is why history's greatest legacies were not built in living rooms. They were built in silence. So I'll leave you with Nietzsche's question one final time. If you had to live this exact life over again, forever, would you say yes? If the answer is no, stop living someone else's story. Take back the pen. Write your own. If this resonated with you, don't just click away. Hit that subscribe button. Because here, we don't chase illusions. We confront the principles society buried. And I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, would you say yes to living your life again forever? Or is it time to rewrite the script? Stay free, stay sovereign. And remember, the greatest power isn't being chosen by someone else. It's choosing yourself completely.